One nuke down, okay. You ready? I don't know if I can grab someone.
She reached into her purse and pulled out an envelope.
It's what? They say 8 years.
She said.
What?
All I could pull from Sid
about 8 years.
use it to start rebuilding.
Okay.
I moved, just
Let's
stared
go and
at
get this
her.
in.
Why are you doing this? Asked. She blinked fast. Because I need to stop being the kind of person I've been. And maybe this won't fix everything. But it's a start. I took the envelope slowly.
Let's see how this goes.
But before she reached the end of the driveway, I called out. If it was you who set the fire, please just say it. She stopped, turned slightly, but didn't say a word, then walked away. The silence haunted me all night. The next day, something strange happened. One of the
Okay.
board members,
I'm gonna whip out the fast stabbing knife. You ready to grab some people and tell them some jokes?
I heard about the fire, she said, and I just wanted to say thank you. For what?
We just gotta get lucky.
And for standing your ground. A lot of us were tired of her too. I raised an eyebrow. Karen, Angela nodded. She bullies everyone.
Okay.
You push back.
Well, whip out the knife. Come on, whip out the knife. I'll kill confirm he has speed.
Playtime's over. Let's see what you're made of.
Sat on the porch, eating brownies.
Nice. We're pulling in.
I shanked someone off the bat already.
Officer Daniels again.
More that
We
door.
pulled the partial nearby traffic jam. I held my breath. We might know whose car it was.
I would advise more practice.
Some additional footage. Looks like someone came back after the fire started. About 15 minutes later. Yeah,
Gotcha.
they didn't start the fire, but they saw it. And they walked away. Didn't call 911. Didn't help. We're still trying to confirm, but it might have been tight. He didn't start it. Who did it? It wasn't enough. But the real twist was not open sideways. 3 days later, I heard a knock at the door. He was Officer Daniels again. But this time he wasn't. Behind him stood a teenager, hands shoved deep into his hoodie pockets.
You've fallen behind. Come on, you're losing this fight.
Daniels asked. He stepped aside slowly, eyes fixed on the board.
Operator establishing score streak.
Daniels laid a folder. I wanted to bring him here personally, Daniels said, because there's something I need to hear from him directly. The boy looked like he wanted to be anywhere else in the world. He didn't make eye contact, just stared at the table. I didn't start the fire, he said quietly.
Hey, dude. Why are Twin Towers and Ginger somewhere? Used to be two, but not a sensitive subject.
We must defeat the foot.
Got someone with it! Should I do it again?
We checked his phone records. He didn't make any calls. But he opened the folder and slid over a blurry photo from a traffic jam. A silver sedan, clear as day, driving near my property minutes before the fire. That's not his car, Daniel said.
Darn it.
Using equipment. Throwing tactical.
Tom hit me like a truck. Jake Matthews, the friend. Karen.
Oh, the camping.
Jake started the fire. Daniels nodded. He confessed this morning. He thought it had been part of the scare. He caught fast. And he didn't know what to do. He
Dude just did a 360 and then sprayed me.
Destroyed a legacy, but something still felt off. Why now? And why now? Darren's son shifted in his seat. Because I told him if he didn't, I would. Daniel's dead. This boy
RCXD deployed.
He didn't. He stood up. That madness. I sat back in my chair. My feelings were anger, relief.
Incoming tactical incoming.
They won't leave their base.
I opened it slowly. It was a drawing.
No, we're busy in the match. There's a girl in the garage.
Wobbly teenage handwriting. It said, "I'm sorry for what I didn't do. I want to help you rebuild." My throat tightened. I nodded once. "All right," I said. "Then let's rebuild." The next few weeks were a whirlwind. Karen didn't.
Darn it, don't kill them.
Every morning, boots on, hammer in hand, ready to work.
Using equipment.
Angela from the HO.
Watchdog helo incoming on your location.
Spring mine spotted. Even the local hospital FFA. It wasn't just a rebuild. It was a revival. One morning, she raised the newborn door. I saw Karen standing at the edge of the gate. She didn't say a word. Her eyes lit up. She gave a slow nod. I nodded back. No one. Something happened.
I swear to God, stop killing them.
Maybe understanding, maybe a quiet truce. But just as the dust began to settle, something happened that changed everything.
Dude keeps on stealing my kill.
Not mine. Karen.
Dude just stabbed me back.
It was about her property, or more specifically, about my land. You might want to come down to the county office, the lawyer said.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
I froze.
Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive? Better step up. Using equipment.
Oh my God. To her core.
Something about why just that portion? And who benefits from the change? That's when the
Dude camping in the corner.
Go dark. We'll pick you up later.
Stop camping in corners. But corner campers are gay. At least I got one joke told. I told one joke. Okay, we need to find another dude. You wanna try stakeout? Because it's a much easier, closer map too. Wait, are you on my video? You on my video? I got one person watching. Oh, you're fine. I can see it. You marked. Let's try this again and hope we don't run into gay corner campers.
I'm about to put work on people. Just calm down.
Hey.
I'm about to put the work on.
And ready for the next round?
You're welcome, whoever's on my team.
Oh, I'm gonna go shank everyone then. I'm on Black Ops 6 now. Hey, we got some. Hey, dude, we got some mic people on the other team, so we can get some good jokes told off. You ready? Okay.
Domination. Capture the objective. Securing Alpha.
You watching it?
Using equipment. Throwing tech.
Lost B. Securing Charlie. Taking B. They're taking
You got
C.
a nose player too. We gotta run that.
Losing A. We're losing Charlie. Locking down Bravo. We're losing Alpha. Bravo is ours. Securing C. We've claimed the advantage, now hold it. Losing B. Charlie secured. Taking Alpha.
Hey, what do you call a reverse exorcism? It's where the devil tells the priest to get out of the child.
Oh, boy.
Securing Zone A.
Using equipment.
Taking A.
Throwing tech.
Location secure. Maintain current posture.
Incoming lethal.
Losing A.
What are y'all back
Losing
there?
Alpha. Lost Alpha.
Using equipment.
Securing Alpha.
Because I own the road into the neighborhood.
Alright, babe, I heard you.
Hello.
Good for that.
How do you even pull that off?
Barbecue, going for the trick.
Because it didn't start with a road. It started with a
Back up. We need watchdog
Yeah,
healing
I'm
there
gonna
now.
Losing Bravo.
Ooh.
Securing Zone A.
It was a crime against Detroit. I got the first violation letter with my morning coffee, and I remember laughing. Thought it was a joke.
That boy got a bat.
Agricultural evidence.
Losing B.
Bro, how?
Cute, right? I ignored it. Big
You can hit a nigga with them bitches.
Sorry.
mailbox for it. Apparently, the shade of bronze.
Securing Zone A.
I'm happy to hear you enjoy the game.
Taking A. Losing Bravo. Securing Alpha.
Establishing score streak.
I ain't mad when we pulled up.
They're taking C. Taking Alpha.
VIP.
We're losing Charlie.
He must have got her.
Securing Zone A. All objectives locked down. Hold the enemy back.
Oh my god! Trying to grab someone. Go, let's see.
Lost C. Locking down Charlie. Losing B.
Finish him.
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. They're taking C. We're losing Alpha.
Man came behind me.
Lost A.
No! I had someone. Hello. God.
Securing B. Taking Bravo underway. Securing B. Taking B. Bravo zone secure. We're losing Charlie. Taking A.
I'm sure you will be disappointed. Throwing tactical.
Standing by.
Calling in score screen.
This was a different level, so I decided to fight hard. I pulled out every document I had from when I bought the house. All the
Will you act and seize this last opportunity?
Securing Alpha. They're taking C.
I almost didn't notice it at first.
Losing Bravo.
It was so casually phrased, so bland. But then I cross-referenced it with the county's online address. My house sits at the entrance of the neighborhood.
TACOM, commence watchdog
Every car
helo
has
mission.
to drive past my mailbox to get in or out. And the narrow two-lane road that connects the neighborhood to the main highway, it wasn't listed under
Losing
Joey's
B.
ownership. It was listed as a private drive.
Taking
I
Alpha.
tried to
Oh,
I couldn't believe it.
I'm lagging.
I called
You
the
hit me.
real estate
Fuck on me with
friend,
that.
Dave,
Stop.
who lives
Deploying
for sale
Archangel.
in Fortune Popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Had
losing
him
Charlie.
verified. Took him one day. So you on the road, the whole road, and they don't have a recording.
Losing Bravo.
I asked what that meant. He said, it means you can legally shut
Okay,
it
just
down.
going off.
No one did it for hours. I didn't say anything for a long minute. Just stared at my phone like it had grown. I could feel the revenge rising like steam.
Oh, no.
$500,000 in fake fines. Karen had no idea. She thought I was just some random
I'll flip.
I got stuff.
I shot the Archangel too close.
She had no clue I owned the only road in and out of the neighborhood from modern-day suburban control. I started planning immediately, quietly,
Taking A.
strategically.
Losing B.
I didn't want them to catch wind before I was ready. I installed motion cameras on both ends of the road, just for
Losing
documentation.
Bravo.
I got quotes for security gates, hired a surveyor to mark the boundaries, and drafted this end-assist letter. Dave helped me word it beautifully.
We're gonna. Oh, you hit the bomb?
Because while I was planning to flip the board on her, she was already plotting her next move. I found that out when I got a second certified letter, hand-delivered this time, with a brand new thread. They were calling a special HOA. The agenda? Vote to initiate foreclosure on my house for
They're taking C.
I got a big old bomb on the boy. I gotta bring that to the
Securing
my
Zone
own front yard. They didn't even ask. I read
Losing
that letter
Bravo.
3 times before I
Oh, so my second gun is done on the next time. That's
Losing
crap.
B.
While standing on a road they didn't even
Oh,
know.
no, no. I've been playing on my,
That's when I knew exactly what I was going to do.
yeah, but
The funny
that
thing about
second
power
gun
is that people
is
only think
there.
they have it until
You hit it one time.
quiet.
Losing Bravo.
Karen strutted around this neighborhood like she was in a
Stand down, Kristen.
I barely even done anything. All I did was run into with pistols. I barely even done anything.
Mom.
2 in a 1? 2 birds, 1 stone?
Only 2 left.
I didn't react right away. I sat with it, let it marinate. I wanted them to feel comfortable, to think I
I got
was
15
game.
hours.
Because the more confident
I was literally just sitting at one spot,
so I did what
just literally reloading ARs and throwing tossing grenades.
who was now fully invested in this civilian saga like it was his
Do you want to go stake out?
soap opera.
Or you want to stay with this?
Helped me pull property records, land use maps, development files,
I'm up for some zombies. What map? Terminus? Tomb or that one map?
Decades ago,
The sword map, because
first developed, the original builder had intended to donate the main access road to the
I am done the Easter egg for Terminus.
That was the plan. But somewhere between filing that paperwork and selling the
Here, go ahead and select zombies. Do you want to do Terminus Easter egg before we do the tomb?
assuming everything had gone through, and no one ever followed up. No one checked the records. No one verified who actually owned the road they were all driving on. It had been
Have you done Terminus Easter egg yet?
until I bought the house that included the deed to that road. And the best part? That oversight wasn't my responsibility.
We'll do tomb then. Let me a quick edit my
They
loadout.
were using a private road as a public one without any recorded easement or agreement. That meant legally I could shut it down. I could put up gates. I could charge tolls. Hell, I could cover it in flamingo statues and bouncy castles and tell them to go pound sand. I wasn't
What
going
map
to
are we
do that.
doing?
At least not yet. I wanted to give them a chance to come clean. But I also knew Karen
Surprise.
would apologize. She doubled down. She always doubled down.
Oh, the tomb. Honestly, I'll do that Easter egg. I haven't done that one.
Road ownership. I got to work on the physical
Great XP, telling you that.
I hired a local surveyor to come mark the boundary lines of my property, including the road.
I'm gonna use my GC45s like I usually do.
But once I told him what was going on, he just laughed and said, "You're about to become a legend in this town." I
Oh, wait, you
didn't
went
want to be a
public?
legend. I just wanted peace, but I had to go through war to get it. Next, I hired a contractor to install
I prefer
security
private.
cameras on either end of the road. Motion detection, cloud storage, night vision, the works. Not because I thought anyone would sabotage me, but because I
These
wanted
people
everything
better not
back.
get on my nerves.
If this ever went to court, I wanted a clean record of who was using the road, when, and how. Karen was sloppy, but I wasn't. I wasn't leaving any.
Do you know how to select it private?
The narrative. The real fun began when I quietly started meeting with neighbors. Not all of them, just the ones who weren't.
After this round, I'll show you how to do private.
There were a few.
We don't know how to do that.
Who hated the HOA almost as much as I did.
So listen.
An older woman said Karen find her Christmas decoration. I let them in on what was happening. Just
Marking
enough
target,
to
marking target location.
At first, they didn't believe me. Then I showed them the deal. Their eyes widened like they just witnessed a magician pulling around.
That's right, lads. Put your backs into it.
Meanwhile,
Our
Karen was
quarry
parading
lies
around
beyond
like she'd
these
already.
so-called
I
jewels
saw
of
her one
nowhere.
morning as I was watering the Karen tomatoes. She waited.
As sure as my name's Sir Archibald Fulton Smythe, a shiny hit is. It's like a find that door fast.
That transmission emanated from the Obscurus Altilia. I believe that somehow channeled an echo from the past.
Whoever that was, he
The
sounds
letter was
like a
simple,
real buddy
brutal,
fucker.
and legally airtight. It gave them 30 days to remove all fines and issue a formal apology, or else road access would be permanent.
This is being shown by
No
local
emergency
services.
services, no delivery, no nothing.
Some say it rains blood.
Here's me without my umbrella.
That night, I printed out 2 copies ready in case of chaos. I didn't want to. I
Down.
just
Nothing
needed
good is
receipt.
ever down.
Then came the meeting. It was a Saturday afternoon, warm and sunny, with the kind of artificial calm that makes you feel like something's about to explode. The HOA set up folding chairs on my front lawn like it was their personal Karen had a podium,
Would have been
an
nice.
actual podium. She brought a little bell to call
Search of adoption records confirms it.
You could tell
I
she
must
lived
confess,
with
I do not understand parenting.
Then read the alleged
I doubt
violations,
anyone does.
each one more ridiculous than the last. Unobtrusive planting, inappropriate holiday
Who's down already?
disruptive color scheme. I could barely keep a straight face.
Oh.
Then she announced the vote to initiate foreclosure. 5 board members, 5 raised hands. Karen looked at me, triumphant. The board has spoken, she said, like she just delivered the royal decree. And that's when I opened my folder. I didn't say anything dramatic. I didn't know. She just walked up, handed her a copy of the deed, raised her hand, and then I handed out the rest of the board, one by one. They looked confused at first. Then their expressions changed. One guy actually paled. Karen flipped through the pages like they were printed in a foreign language. This doesn't mean anything, she said, voice rising. This road belongs to the HOA. No, I said calmly. It doesn't. Never did. And unless you can find a recorded easement granting you legal access, you're trespassing. Every single one of you. There was a long, awkward silence. You could hear a leaf blower. Then Dave, who had just shown up and was leaning casually against the tree. She's not close. We've got 30 days. Parents sputtered. The board murmured. And just when I thought it could get better, the car pulled up in front of the office. It was a courier. He had an envelope. He asked for Karen by name. She took it, opened it, and her face twisted. It was a summons. I had filed a preliminary complaint for harassment and violation of property rights. Karen had just been served, and she was still standing on my road. Karen getting served on my driveway should have been the climax, the final blow of this ridiculous HOA power struggle. But the thing about people like her is they don't retreat gracefully. They go downstream, scratching and dragging everyone else through. After the meeting fiasco, the neighborhood turned into pressure. You could feel it in the air. This invisible tension, like the moment before a thunderstorm countdown had started. 30 days. That's how long they had to ride in both especially now, which meant I had 30 days to prepare for change. I began with the road. If I was going to shut it down, I wanted to do it. One leader into the access road. Both automated, both locked with a keypad. I paid extra for
That did.
One afternoon, like she was leading troops into battle, slammed her fist on my mailbox, and yelled that she was going to report me to the city. I was sipping lemonade down the floor and responded. Give up. Already did, I called. They said it's your problem, not mine. She stood there fuming like she expected lightning to strike me down. Instead, took that as divine confirmation I was on the right path. By week 2, the HOA started sending me daily letters. Not emails, mind you, printed, hand-delivered letters accusing me of community sabotage, reckless endangerment, and my personal favorite, road hoarding. Each one got more ridiculous. I saved them all in a folder labeled Karen's greatest hit. Dave said we could eventually use them in court as evidence of continued harassment. I said they'd also make a great coffee table book. As the deadline approached, reality began to sink in for the rest of the neighborhood. It wasn't just about petty revenge anymore. People realized I wasn't bluffing. Deliveries started getting rerouted. Uber drivers got lost. A school bus got stuck for 10 minutes trying to figure out why there were construction tools and warning signs all over the main road. That night, I got a very polite knock on the door from one of the board members. Greg, I think. He asked if we could talk about a compromise. I offered him a beer and showed him the legal documents again. He left 10 minutes later, muttering something about needing to speak with the others. Karen still refused to acknowledge the reality she was living in. She kept telling residents it was temporary, that I was bluffing, that the city was going to step in. When that didn't happen, she pivoted. She held an emergency HOA meeting in her garage and proposed a special tax to raise money for legal. That went as well as you'd expect. Neighbors started calling me privately, asking questions, whispering rumors. I told them all the same thing. If the HOA drops the fines and issues a written apology, the road stays open. Just accountability. They didn't believe me. Not all of them, but enough did. And then day 30 arrived. The gates were up. It was strangely peaceful watching them close for the first time. Like putting a lid on a boiling pot and finally turning down the heat. No more HOA board members trespassing on my lawn. No more clipboard inspection. No more Karen. Except, of course, Karen wasn't going to disappear that quietly. That afternoon, I watched her pull up in her Lexus, slam the door, and storm up to the gate like she could will it open with sheer rage. She punched numbers into the keypad that didn't exist, banged on the steel, and screamed something that sounded vaguely like a threat, but mostly like an animal getting its tail stepped on. I watched through my security feed and sipped my coffee. Over the next 24 hours, the panic truly began. Delivery trucks backed up at the entrance. Amazon called one neighbor to say their packages couldn't be delivered.
Using lethal.
A plumber refused to come fix a busted pipe without a guarantee to mount in and out. Several residents tried to call the city. Only to be told it was private property out of their jurisdiction.
Throwing
And
tactical.
through it all, on the third day, my favorite moment happened. An ambulance was trying to get in to respond to the call. I had already arranged access for emergency services.
You have been selected to dominate a kill zone. I will be watching. Do try not to bore me.
It rang directly to Dave, who confirmed their credentials, remotely opened the gate. Karen stood outside her yard, jaw clenched, watching the ambulance roll down the mile. The next day showing up, no one wanted to hear Karen. People were mad. Not as angry as Karen. The same woman who'd been so smart, so sure of herself, was now getting away with her. Someone started a petition to remove her from the president. Another person printed out copies of the road rules.
I need a medic.
Bro, I hate this, because all we have is the hardcore inducer, or...
Success criteria achieved.
Karen made one final, spectacularly bad decision. She tried to bypass the gate. Literally. One night, under cover of darkness, she had a landscaping crew clear a narrow dirt trail to a wooded easement at the back of the neighborhood. She thought she could create an alternate route around the road. What she didn't know was that I installed a second set of trail
Look on the right side.
My phone pinged with the motion. I checked the footage. There she was, flashlight in hand, directing a bobcat machine, brush and gravel. It looked like a budget action movie starring suburban women. downloaded the footage, sent it to Dave, and called the police. Karen was cited for trespassing and illegal excavation on private land. And that, as they say, was the final straw. The fallout from Karen's moonlit excavation was instant and nuclear. The cops didn't just act. They filed an official complaint. Suspicion for seeing tired. One even reported a video of
fairness above all else.
That's what tried to
Insta-kill.
Let's get this done.
Tear them to pieces. Throwing tactical.
I don't know if I'd survive much longer.
no eye contact, no screaming, just quietude. I knew she was gone. I watched from my kitchen window as the truck drove off, her Lexus trailing behind it like a dog with its tail between its legs. Word spread quickly. Apparently, her husband had left weeks before, tired of the drama. Rumor was he'd filed for divorce after the Detroit
I'm trying to find Pack-a-Punch.
turned their joint account into a legal system. Karen's dream of suburban domination had cost her everything. Her position,
How unexpected.
her reputation, and now
Finally, I can use my
but the best
technical
part,
weapons.
that was still coming. With Karen out of the picture, the new HOA board reached out. They asked if we could discuss a mutual resolution. I agreed. Not because I liked her, but because I wanted to see what kind of job they could do. We met at the local community center. Dave came with me, of course, sipping coffee and radiating amused menace. The boy was different now. Less arrogant, more cautious. They apologized, sincerely this time. They admitted the fines were excessive, the enforcement personal, and that the HOA had, quote, overstepped its bounds in ways that now seem obviously inappropriate. That last part almost made Dave choke on his coffee. They wanted a solution, a permanent easement, a legal agreement that would ensure continued access through the road and avoid further dispute. I told them I was open to it on conditions. One, every single bogus fine
Max up.
removed from all records, and a formal letter of apology would be issued. Two, the HOA would issue a public statement distributed to all residents, admitting misconduct on their organization. Three, the bylaws would be reviewed and rewritten with a lawyer present to prevent future abuse of power. And four, a donation would be made to the local wildlife preservation group, because someone had to fix the measures made behind those trees. They blinked, they stuttered, but they agreed. They didn't have to. The entire neighborhood knew what happened. If they didn't take the lead, they'd be the next ones under fire. So we signed. Papers were filed. Access to the road was granted officially, but under my terms. The gates remained, but now functioned as a symbol rather than a threat. And as part of the agreement, I received a settlement, undisclosed, of course, but let's just say it covered every tomato plant and holiday I'd ever been fined for. With a little extra never left over. I bought two empty lots in the entrance of the neighborhood. They've been sitting unsold for years because no one wanted to build right next to a traffic path. But I didn't mind. In fact, I had plans for them. I submitted permits for a small cafe and community garden. Nothing fancy, just something charming. Outdoor seating, local coffee, a patio with string light. The irony was delicious. The very entrance Karen once boarded over was now mine, transformed into a place of welcome and actual community. The same road she used to patrol became my driveway. Construction started a few weeks
Need a free perk.
Trucks rolled in. Concrete poured. The sound of power tools filled the air.
Okay, I'll get you a free perk.
A symphony of progress and poetic justice. Residents passed by and nodded. Some even stopped to chat. One woman, previously a Karen loyalist, brought me muffins and said she was looking forward to the coffee shop. I accepted the muffins. I had no plans to forgive her, but I wasn't above taking free baked goods. As for Karen's old house, well, that one was still empty. Word was it went into foreclosure after it defaulted on the mortgage. I didn't plan to buy it. That would have been overkill, but I did get a sweet satisfaction every time.
Bro, why are you in the round?
The mailbox sagging like a monument at the irony of it all was that she tried to rub it in running herself out of the
We're dead.
And my dog curled up in the other.
I got straightly smacked down by zombies. We need one more round and we could have gotten a hardcore producer achievement.
Kid rode his bike down the road. My road. Laughing as
I was trying to activate a free perk and the round ended so it resetted.
I just watched. Someone once told me that revenge isn't sweet. They said it's hard.
I leveled up a couple more times. I'm after Ether Shroud right now.
It's not just sweet. It's warm.
Do you want to do the brand new map, Shattered Valley?
So yeah, the HOA
Solo.
$1 million for tomatoes. And now, they drive through my property every single day just to get home.
Okay, I'll go play a solo match of Shattered Valley then. I'm gonna do Shattered Valley now.
Probably a little after midnight too, going to early Monday morning.
I'm using an AK. Try to see if I can do it. Most of it with an AK.
So I just want us to understand there could still be some more thunderstorms on top of everything. First wave is the storm. It's not going to storm on the system actually back here. So we still, there's a couple waves. This, again, good news is this is not looking severe west of Interstate 65. Then I'm referring to our East Hill neighborhoods right now.
The sky.
Get another round, but still.
Okay, let's go ahead and see if I can get this Ray Gun Mark II done. I can't do the Easter egg for Shattered Valley until I hit 47 again. Since I need Ether Shroud to do it. And I just prestiged up to 4, so I'm stuck with nothing. Unlock shuttle rifting, make it easier to kill abominations and stuff.
Welcome to Colton Hall. I trust your journey was uneventful.
I almost stitched Beck's mouth shut, but otherwise, duh. I hope it was worth dragging the sentinel artifact halfway around the globe.
I was halfway through staking the new cedar fence we'd installed last month, proud of how clean and sharp the line looked against the green slope between my house and the neighbors. That slope, by the way, had always been ours, confirmed by survey, counting maps, and logic. But logic wasn't something parent. Sorry, Pamela operated with. Pamela Stroud was the kind of neighbor who printed out her own parking tickets and stuck them on people's windshields. Reflective sunglasses while walking by two
Enter the main house and descend to the mainframe chamber. Time for us to meet face to face.
At least as far as anyone.
If you have a sense of smell, go ahead and switch it off. None of us have seen a shower
Go
in weeks.
on down the street?
Yeah, sure.
Block enforcer.
That's right.
This time, she was furious because my fence, according to her, encroached exactly 6
Don't like it caught down here, otherwise.
She watched over.
Looks like you're getting off early.
Then escalated to shouting, then pulled out what I swear was a homemade laminated document later. Citizen complaint
Using
form.
lethal.
I asked if she wanted a verdict, hoping to disarm the situation with humor. Instead, she pointed her fake knife. Yes, she had brought one. Had me and declared, "You'll be hearing from the authorities." Now, most people
One chance to fight fair and win.
not that. Minutes later, while Dad and I were enjoying cold beers and brushing sauce onto a second round of ribs, we heard the unmistakable crunch of
I have
tires.
every confidence you would recover the Sentinel artifact. Therefore, I am also certain you will be able to charge it up.
Already tired of everything.
Come. I knew it would not be simple as merely delivering because of me.
His neck as he finished it. Pamela trailed behind him like a proud prosecutor heading into it, holding a binder on another one. Reconstruction. The deputy we got a call about a document. Pamela didn't wait for me to say. Yes, officer, please. I'm so glad you came. Built a fence on my land, and he threatened me. My dad choked on his beard. I glanced at him and said calmly, "No one threatened anyone. We just built a fence, completely on our side." Pamela snorted. I measured it. 6 inches past the legal line. I have documentation. The deputy sighed. "Do you have a recent survey, sir?"
Down for the
I
count.
nodded and walked over to the garage, returning with a copy of the property survey updated just last year before rebuilding the old building. It had the official county seal, signatures, and everything. The deputy studied it, then looked at it. She crossed her arms. That survey is wrong. Probably bought and paid for. I want the land registered right
That's
now.
gonna leave a scar.
Ma'am, the deputy said carefully. It's an official survey filed with the county registrar. Unless you've got evidence of fraud, I can't really ignore it. Oh, I do, she snapped. He's using illegal tools. I blinked. Illegal tools? Yes. That power drill you used. It was making aggressive noises. I felt unsafe. Even the deputy had to stop and let that one settle. He looked from her to me, and I just shrugged. "Ma'am," he said, his voice flat. "Noise from power tools during permitted hours isn't illegal." That's when
Excellent
Pamela
work.
stopped across the yard to point something out,
Good work.
stepping right over the boundary line, my boundary line, and into my yard. She kept ranting, not noticing that the deputy had paused and was watching her feet carefully. "You realize you just walked onto his property without permission?" He asked. "This land," he said, gesturing towards the middle of based on the survey, is his, and you just entered it without being invited. That's trespassing." Her mouth opened, then closed, then opened again. "You're joking. I came here to report a crime." The deputy calmly radioed for a copy of the parcel lines, already shaking his head slightly like he'd seen this story play out
Looks like they're getting off early.
Josh, we might want
Double core.
She found Pamela's Facebook group. Not a real HOA page. Not even a neighborhood group. It was called Stroud Street Beautification and Order Committee. A page with 18 members. Most of them random friends from her book club. But the top post was a real gem. Fence boy thinks he's clever. Wait till Saturday. I'll get that sheriff out here. And then boom, his fence comes down. Watch me work. She even tagged a picture of the property line from Google Maps, drew her own red lines over it, and called it corrected survey. I showed it to the deputy. He muttered something under his breath that I couldn't quite make out, but it sounded an awful lot like, Lord give me strength. Pamela suddenly shouted, this is harassment. Spying on my private page. It's public. My sister
You're getting
said,
close.
sipping
I
lemonade
can
like
smell
this was
it.
daytime TV.
Not literally, of
You
course.
tagged the street name and made it public. The deputy stepped aside and called his supervisor. Things were getting way out of hand, and after nothing but way
This is what happens when you break the rules.
and then, as the radio crackled with confirmation from the county office, we heard the fateful words.
Down,
According to the records, the new fence is 3 inches inside the rightful property line. No violation. No encroachment. Her eyes bulged like she just heard a ghost swear at her. She spluttered something about fake records and corruption, then started backing toward her house. But before she could disappear inside, the witness called out one more time.
When did I get the paper from the
Stick around.
store?
Halfway
Halfway
across the room, Max stepped like a cat caught in the air. I looked at my dad. He raised his beard. Tomorrow drama, he said. And as far as Saturdays go, I had a feeling this one was about to get way more interesting. The next morning started off deceptively quiet. Birds chirped. Coffee brewed. And Pamela's house sat unusually still. No barking dogs. No slammed doors.
Are you sure?
No exaggerated stretching in the driveway.
Make sure there's nothing wrong with either one of them, right? Yeah, 'cause I don't want to hear it. You say, oh, didn't do it all.
Back to building. I didn't have to wait long. Around noon, my sister barged into the living room with her phone, wide-eyed and grinning like she just returned. You have got to see this, she said, flipping her screen around. Sure enough, Pamela had posted another gem to her Facebook. Now this one was even juicier than the last. Apparently the sheriff's department is corrupt. My sister said, reading aloud. Sheriff Bendy LiveStearm. This was never about property lines. It's about them protecting their own. But how rude. You don't see it. She paused. She contemplates slowly she points out to them. She's serious. I sighed. My temples. So now I didn't know where to begin with that one. But what really got my attention was
I just gave up. I lost my revive straightly. I need XP, but I don't know the fastest way to get it.
At that point, I knew I had to be proactive. So I drove down to the county records office to pull the full documentation on the flat lines from my property and hers. The office was quiet, dusty, and filled with the gentle